are doing good. We're having a great time on board, and we're going for a round on deck. Yeah, that's my baby's new bread.
He's showing you that.
Yeah.
Okay, we just finished our lunch and
We thought we'd take a walk on deck. So join us, I'll show you around, and I hope you guys enjoy the view. Come along. Today we're going for a round on deck. It's our anniversary and we're having a good time. The weather's just perfect. A little extra cold.
it's cold.
The sunlight will feel better. Are you feeling cold, baby? Yes? Oh, my baby's feeling cold. The wind and the swell are from behind, so it's pretty safe to go on deck, and there will not be much rolling today. So I took my family on deck. As we come out of the accommodation, you would notice the green line which guides us where we should walk on deck. In order to prevent slipping on deck, this green line has an anti-skid surface, thereby preventing any crew member from slipping on deck. Over here you see the hatch covers. These covers are the ones that cover the cargo hold in which we store the cargo. And here is the accommodation. We also call it the superstructure. It is the place where we reside while we stay on board. Shipping is one of the oldest careers in the world, and time after time they have improvised the ships, and today the ships are of fine quality and class. We only carry what we require so that we can get the job done. We were provided with 4 cranes, each capable of carrying 30 tons at any given time. These cranes have an outreach of 26 meters and they are welded to the ship on the center line. These cranes can be described as hands of a vessel, and these hands are connected to palms, which are also called as grabs, and they help in picking out the cargo and landing them ashore. The air we breathe at sea is so clean and pure, we really miss this air back at home. And the water is so clean, we intend to keep it this way for our future generations as well. The shipping industry takes pollution at sea very seriously, and it requires every crew member to play his or her part in order to keep the seas clean for our future generations to come. As you can see, the ship is made of metal, and regular maintenance is required in order to prevent rust from weakening the strength of the ship. These cranes standing tall can withstand very heavy winds and heavy rolling, and the hatch covers are weather tight and prevent any water from entering into the holes. Over here on my right side you can see there's a ladder. It can be lowered up to the water level in order to let the pilot embark the vessel. With regard to shipping, pilots could be described as local guides or navigators who are well versed with the local dangers, tides, currents and other factors which can help the captain in making proper decision to safely get the ship ashore. The crew members sail on board for 9 months and the officers sail for 4 to 6 months. Safety plays a vital role while working at sea, and medical assistance might take days to reach us. So while we are at sea, we always tend to work safely and follow the instructions given to us by our company. The beauty of shipping is that every tiny detail that you see in this video, every fitting that you see on the deck, every wheel, every nut, every bolt, every wire, every rod, the paint we use, everything is as per the international guidelines, and the Classification Society conducts regular surveys in order to ensure that the ship is as per their design and is well maintained, or if it requires any repairs. The yellow line you see to my left all along the length of the ship, we call it the safety line. We hang on to it when we walk on deck during rough weather times in order to prevent water from the sea washing us off the deck. Yes, I'm not kidding, that actually happens at times. So we have to be careful while we walk on deck during rough weathers, and it's very important to be safe all the time.
Baby. Very clean, does it enjoy it?
4-peak store, and it's one of the biggest stores we have on the ship. It's the forwardmost part of the ship, and we have the helicopter items over here. We have our spare mooring ropes over here, spare wires for cranes over here, and very important equipment over here. Hydraulic pump for the hatch covers, and the hydraulic pump for the windlass for picking up anchors, and even that's over here. So a lot of other things I'll show you around.
Oh my god, it's so cold. I'm freezing.
I'm freezing. Look at my son, he's wearing sleeveless, and
I'm also wearing sleeveless.
he wants to go back into the he doesn't like warm climate at all.
I know.
Okay, so this is the entrance. Right next to the entrance we have this hatch cover.
Yeah, hatch cover, hydraulic motor.
Okay.
See two pumps on top. These are the pumps used with oil, with hydraulic oil.
Okay.
You push the oil using the piston, pushes the hatch covers upwards.
Okay.
And they open it up, lift them up.
Okay.
Okay, that's how we open and close the hatch covers. And these are the ladders kept over here. These ladders can extend up to 5 meters, and they are used in reaching the inaccessible areas inside the hold. The Q machine that you see here is right now packed, and when it's unpacked we use it to wash the deck and other surfaces which get dirty from time to time. There are other pumps over here, like this one is the hydraulic pump for opening the hatch cover when the main pumps do not work. It's used only for emergency purpose. At times when the crew are working on the deck and there's an emergency and they have to evacuate the ship, they may not have sufficient time to go all the way behind and take the life jacket and immersion suit. For that purpose, as per the international guidelines, certain number of life jacket and immersion suit are kept in the forward store so that they can use them in case of emergency and rescue themselves from the vessel. There are other important items like hold cleaning equipment, anchor spares, hatch cover spares, towing equipment, all kept in the forward store. There are also spare wires, helicopter equipment, spare mooring ropes, rags, fenders, sawdust, cement, lube oil drums, chemical drums, safety items, and various other spares are stored in this 4-peak store. Pilots at times board the vessel through helicopter. For this purpose, a vessel needs to be certified for landing a helicopter on its deck and should have sufficient helicopter operation equipments like the ones we have in our forward store. Right now on the forwardmost part of the ship, it's called the forecastle deck, and from here you can see dolphins, lots of other fishes and birds and all the other creatures. They all try to race against the ship.
So, all these are freshly painted.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's lovely.
This is our most favorite part on the deck, and we usually come here after lunch to take a walk and relax. This is so soothing to the eyes and to the mind.
It's amazing!
Sometimes most of the dolphins baby? The anchors are generally horsed well into the hawse pipe, and in order to prevent them slipping out into the sea, they are extra lashed while we sail for long voyages. There are other ropes called the mooring ropes which are used to tie the ship alongside to the shore or the jetty. The pole that you see forward, we call it the forward mast, and there is a similar pole in the aft and we call it the main mast. For those of you who look forward to start a career at sea, please be sure that you make your hearts tough enough to leave your families behind, and also be ready to work extremely hard at times in order to save yourself and save the vessel as well. The seas are not always going to be this smooth, and we should always prep ourselves for any event of emergency. Day by day the rules are getting even more stringent, and this career is only for those who are willing to adapt themselves. Call this catwalk. Climbing this up and getting down. Called the catwalk.
Why?
Because it's elevation, right? Like you jump over the pipes.
Okay.
Regular maintenance needs to be carried out on deck in order to prevent rust from weakening the strength of the metal on deck. For that, we initially remove the rust patch and then we buff it up, followed by washing it, and then first coat primer, second coat primer, third coat primer, and then a final coat of paint.
I cannot feel my hand.
Are you serious?
It's so cold, really. My husband is totally numb to all this. He doesn't feel cold at all, at any temperature. Even at 5 degrees, he didn't feel cold at all. He was happily standing and posing. And my son is getting there. He's also getting the training from his dad. He'll refuse to wear sweater. He'll refuse to wear shoes.
Cold, Baba.
Yeah. And he'll wear sleeveless and walk on the deck. I guess I'm the only one who's overreacting to this climate.
It's cold,
No.
It's quite cold.
Okay, we had a short anniversary walk. This is usually a romantic sunlit walk on the deck.
She's not even able to speak. She's just
Yeah.
blowing smoke out of her mouth.
Can you see that? When I actually try to show them, it won't come.
Yeah, you try to blow cold air. and
I
stuff
know.
out.
When I try to speak, all I do is blow air.
My son will call it gas.
A lot of work is going on here because we are nearing the port.
What are the colors, baby? What are the colors do you see?
Then? Then?
Nice background for us. Skies, blue
Then?
skies.
Green. Green. Then? The air is so pure here and it's so beautiful to be here under the skies and enjoy this climate as well. But I cannot stand here for more than 15 minutes.
The ladder you see to my left is called the gangway, and it's used for passengers, crew and other officials to board the vessel. Unlike the pilot ladder, this ladder is right next to the accommodation. Now we are proceeding to the aftmost part of the ship, and it is called the poop deck. We also store our garbage over here so that we can easily land them ashore. There are also ropes in the poop deck which are used to tie the vessel alongside. So we have ropes in the front and ropes at stern. We have our emergency lifeboat all the way in the stern so that we can just board it and rescue ourselves when the vessel is sinking. We also have another boat called the rescue boat, which is used to rescue people who have fallen into the sea. It is stored up there on the A deck on the starboard side or the right side of the vessel. Now I'll let my wife explain how we store and handle the garbage on our vessel. Over to you, Fatima.
This is the garbage station where we store all the garbage from the entire ship. These garbage cans are segregated according to the type of garbage present in them and is also color coded accordingly. According to international regulations, all these garbages can be disposed only to shore facility except for the food waste. That's it guys, we've covered everything on the forepeak deck and on the poop deck. Hope you enjoyed this video. This was how we spent our afternoon on our anniversary, and in my next video you'll be seeing how we celebrated our anniversary with the entire staff members on board. See you again in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.